Folks. Hello, folks. We're just having a bit of technical issue as ever. This is usually the way we run. Remember, we don't do anything by the easy way. Yellow here, bad voice, just trying to get Shiv online. Please give me a minute.
Radio check.
And that's it, folks. It looks like we've got both of us back. So, Shiv, say hello. We've got 5 minutes to get this crammed in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Suzuka. Apologies, we actually did a whole bit at the start before we realized that Dielo's desktop had subsequently shat itself. So currently, we're just waiting for free practice to end. Currently, it is 7 minutes free practice. We have a Lexus dominating the field. Is in the pits. That's T. Karppinen in the number 3 Lexus, and subsequently in the Formula 1, which I know Diello absolutely loves and adores more than his GT cars. The number 3 won the last race at Monza, and that's Daniel Ricciardo. So hopefully we'll see a bit of an omen. So, as I mentioned, Suzuka, very old school racetrack, has not been modernized at all. You see a lot of racetracks nowadays with like runoff and, like all these safety zones. Suzuka, you have a bit of runoff. And I think what is Spoon Corner? No, not Spoon Corner, apologies. That's the corner just before the main straight. And but that's about it. It's all the runoff you have because if you run off the track at Suzuka, also, wait, actually, there's one more, and that is the turn 1 and also 130R as well. So, spoon curve, I was right, then 130R, and then you also have a bit of runoff on Casio, so a little bit of a chicane. But everywhere else, you have complete and utter gravel and grass. And if that doesn't slow you down, you have a nice, friendly meeting with the barriers, which there are plenty of in the circuit. I think it's a real driver's circuit, this one. If you're good at Suzuka, if you're good at Spa, you're really good on a lot of circuits. This is one of the toughest circuits in any category of racing. If you're in Formula One, if you're in GT racing, if you are in, any sort of racing, it's going to be tough. Currently, we've got 17 cars lined up on the grid today, and also a really, really tight margin really for the sprint race from first till 50, excuse me, 15, excuse me, once again, God. And once again, apologies, I need to get all of my little burps out of the way. From first till 15 is about 11 seconds of a margin, which isn't terrible. But I would say from first till eighth, everyone is below 2 seconds, which is really crucial for the sprint. Because though we would like clean racing, 17 cars here at what is a very cramped track for, I would say, every single form of racing, it's going to be interesting because some of these corners, if you really want to squeeze the car, and that is like, you're just barely going on the grass kind of thing, you can maybe go 2 and potentially 3 wide in some corners. You have a lot of people and a very close proximity of racing, and as well as it's not an endurance, it is a sprint race. So these guys are going to be absolutely, fighting for positions. We've got 2 sprint races today, 45 minutes apiece, plus about, qualifying and, the 4 minutes and 20 seconds, nice, of free practice that is left. Currently, the fastest time is Brenham, which we were discussing me and Dale before the broadcast was put on, has actually reached into the high 159s with a 159.8 in the BMW. How do you think the cars fare around this circuit, Yellow? Because I would suggest, and I'm usually wrong about a lot of the technical aspects, but do you reckon that this Suzuka is a very high downforce circuit? So do you reckon, like we saw last season with the sprint, we're going to see the Bentleys do well? We're going to see, I think we saw with Soranko as well in the alley from that like last P5 or P6 on a circuit where you can't really pass. Do you think the Audis are going to go well, especially on the 130R, or the McLarens, or what's your general opinion on car make here, on car make alone?
Well, I actually believe we're going to see a surprise away from what our normal cars are, just because I'm trying to find a car that's out at the moment. There we go. Oh, right. I'm hoping the sound is okay now, folks. Because in less than 3 minutes, we head into qualifying. As I was just quickly saying, I think we're in for a surprise of maybe. See, the problem thing, that BMW in Brenham's hands is quite quick.
He is the best of them all. I have no idea how he's gotten into the 159s. He was doing really well with the 2 minute mark, but if we can see 158 here, I'm suggesting we'll see like a low 159, high 158 in quality. But
If we start seeing low 159s, 158s, I expect to be seeing UFOs all over this fucking track. Oh, excuse me. I expect to be seeing UFOs all over this track because the aliens will have truly landed.
that is a metaphor and a half if I've ever seen one, but it is definitely. The Suzuka it's a driver's track, as I mentioned. If you can go well at Suzuka, you can go well at Spa, you can go well at most tracks, right? It is one of the toughest, tough track. The leaders can be caught out by this.
It's getting your car really well set up because there's a lot of weight change from left to right. So you have got get your car. You can either go very soft or you can go very hard. Just to keep your car nice and stable. Because if you start wallowing too much, that's you and your back end are gonna say hello.
And don't forget about tire deg as well. Within the sprint race, there's a mandatory pit stop where you can refuel for tires and fuel, right? But you cannot underestimate the deg here at Suzuka. It is tough. That is one of the highest degradation tracks, whatnot. If you put, I think they use Michelin tires on these particular cars, if I'm not mistaken. You put any tire, whether it's a Michelin, a Pirelli, a Bridgestone, these tires will not last. You have so much in terms of elevation change, so much in terms of absolutely threading the needle and extracting every single aspect of the track. And these tires are going to be absolutely destroyed at the end of it. So we're not going to see the race based on who is the fastest car, but also crucially tire strategy as well. Can they make those tires last until the end of the race? And let's find out. We've got qualifying up next.
This is where the fun begins, folks.
We're just waiting, I think, on a couple of cars to complete their laps.
I can't understand why Shiv is echoing, folks. I really can't, because coming through on Discord, he's just fine. And yet, out to you guys, he's echoing. I don't understand it.
I don't think it's anything to do with my... by the way, guys, a bit of an update. My dorm room, ooh, yeah. I moved, I'm a university student now. So, I'm well and truly... I'm not going to be tired anymore during the Enduro commentating, because it's actually going to be local time instead of 1 or 2 in the morning, my time, Dubai, so I think it'll be great. So we just have a couple people on their last flying laps, getting the last bit of practice in. I think we'll also do a bit of a track tour as well, for the first car going out in qualifying, so that'll be interesting. But a minute and 30 seconds, so you guys who are on a lap cannot start another one. I guess they're gonna get their final bits of practice in, maybe test something, a little bit of a new line or something like that, because that's the time to test it right now during free practice, because then come qualifying, you really, in most cases, don't have the ability to test that. So just going across the line right now, the number 1 Mercedes of Antonio Cabrera completes their flying lap. A bit of a reminder from race control as well. Out of bounds for qualifying a race, no returning to pits for qualifying, and the race. Good luck all. So
Right,
we
before
are
you
now.
go, before the hell starts that we are about to witness, Tom, you might notice I am quiet, but that's because I have no fucking voice. Hence why Shiv is doing all the talking. And it's let's be honest,
All right, cool. So people are saying I should buy you guys breakfast. I'm more than happy to do that, provided that we split the bill. Well, actually, if I'm treating you guys, I'm probably gonna get you guys like £1 pizzas. I'm a university student. I'm gonna use the excuse of I can't afford a lot. But truth be told, where I've come from and where I am now, it's a lot fucking cheaper. So yeah, and also apologies from me and Dielo's foul mouth, as usually doesn't happen, for some reason. But yeah. First car on track is the number 31 Audi of S. Pelton, Peltonen, shall I say? Apologies. That's the number 31 Audi. I think last season here at Suzuka, one of the best drives I have ever seen in all of ACC was Kei Soranko in the Audi. I think he got a drive through and he was punted as well and came back eventually to finish P6. Yes, it was the help of a safety car, but that guy was absolutely rapid, rapid, rapid. So I do think the Audis will fare decently well on this track. Apologies for the echo, guys. I have no idea why it's
so
happening. Maybe
I've got it sorted.
oh, you've got it sorted. Absolutely wonderful. So let's go on board with S. Pelo, Peltonen. Apologies. Now I'm getting it. Peltonen in the number 31 Audi. So going through turn 1. So actually, this is turn 19 going on to turn 1. You've got this very, very iconic corner. And we're going to see a little bit of chaos here at the start, I do believe, hugging that in apex. If you touch that curb, your rear end is going to absolutely flow. And that's one of the big things with these curbs. Now, the most iconic part of Suzuka, the S's. Whether you're going in Formula 1, whether you're going in GT racing, you got to be always careful. So that's turns 3, 4, 5, 6. And now turn 7 with the Dunlop curve right here. And here is another very iconic part and a very, very, very satisfying apex to make. This is the Degna curve. It's called Degner, but Degna. So hit that curve over there. Nice braking, touch that little bit of a curve. That is so satisfying. Turns 9 and 10, you've got the famous hairpin, and that is a pretty cool corner as well to make in any series of racing. I just love this track. Seriously, it's old school and I absolutely love it. Turns 11 and 12. We've got now nice fast flowing corners. You have to be prepared now to brake for the iconic spoon corner, which is going to lead to one of the fastest parts on track. To brake over here, touch the inside curb, make sure not to spin out, touch that outside curb as well. Downshift one more to get the maximum amount of power through your system. You could very easily invalidate on that. I'm not too sure um, if you did. So now it turns 14, now 15. This is the very iconic 130R. We've seen some very memorable passes here in the league and as well as General Motorsport. Touch that curb, touch that curb. Now through the last chicane, kind of like the circuit deck, kind of like Spain as well. I'm tripping over my own words. Nice little chicane, touch the curb, make sure not to invalidate, touch that curb over there, and I go bolted towards the last, part of the circuit, and that's part of the line now. 15 minutes of qualifying to go. Where's that put us? What's the benchmark time to beat? It's a 2 minute and 4 tenths set by the Audi. That is rapid around this circuit. I mean, Christ. What do you reckon of that, Diallo?
I reckon we're going to be seeing some very good times. We've already seen it. There's the 159,
That is insane.
and
I thought
there's
that was
another 159.
24 milliseconds separate Brenham and Campbell. Not a tenth, not a second, but milliseconds. If you picked up the throttle later or earlier, that would have been pole position. And times with track evolution are only going to get better at this rate. Suzuka is a track that really is based on track evolution. So we're going to see what happens. I think we're going to see a mid 159 yellow. That's my bold prediction for qualifying. But that is insane. Straight out of the
Well,
gate, there's 159s.
well, we have, Campbell in the Aston Martin. I don't know where the hell that one came from, but one hell of a drive there, Matt.
I mean, the
Brilliant. But,
Aston is a
yeah,
very stable car, yeah.
but
It's
as
very, very
soon as
stable.
he did that, Brenham came in, beating him by 24 thousandths of a second. My voice can't even work in that type of range nowadays.
It's like a frequency range, ain't it? You know?
It is right now.
Yeah. But as I say that, we've got these guys going on multiple runs during this track. You're really using everything they are using the outlap, the first rate like flying lap, and now I think the second flying lap to really warm up their tires. But I guess we're seeing guys on two-stroke runs, or rather two-lap consecutive lap runs, in where they go for 2 laps at a time. But tire wear here at Suzuka, especially if you're pushing that hard, is gonna absolutely deflate those tires before you know it. And it is looking like Campbell actually has gone for a secondary run and has gone even faster with a
Oh, dude.
159.799, which is opened the gap
Harris,
between
Harris,
Brenham
Harris.
and himself by a tenth and a bit. So that's mightily impressive. I
Unfortunately,
think
we've just had our first return to pits, disqualification.
that's car 828
Yeah,
in the
Harris,
McLaren.
Harris, what are you doing? You should know by now. You're with us a couple of times now. But then again, it is so easy to actually do that. You just, you just don't even think about it.
Indeed, you don't. That's one of the biggest things is quite literally it is an aspect of where you could really have to obey the marshals. Like, people will thread the absolute needle in terms of the fuel, in terms of how much they can put in the car, but you can't return to pits during qualifying and the race unless your car is, I think, unmovable. If that's what, if I'm corrected, but I think Tom is probably gonna pop in here and correct me, as he so usually does. But if you're in the pit lane, physically in the pit lane, then you can return to pits, which will, I think, automatically teleport you. But that's,
Yeah, you've got to be beyond the pit line.
yeah,
That's as simple as it gets. Make
it's
sure
just
you've entered the pits, go over the pit line, hit that button, and then hit the other button that says return to pits.
so it's now become official. Car to A2A has been disqualified by race control for a return to pits. Super unfortunate, but qualifying isn't over. M. Campbell going for a third consecutive run, so it's probably taken, actually, that's been 4 laps on the same set of tires, I think.
Campbell has just improved.
He's improved.
He
The-
certainly has. Look at that. He's now 159.799.
No, that was his previous time.
No,
I thought, no, it was
they were
originally.
just 24/7,
No,
weren't
Brennan
they?
was ahead originally,
Yeah.
but then he improved. He said that a lap or so ago. Now
See, look at that.
I'm
My brain just isn't working. Voice is gone. Brain's gone. That's it. I'm retiring.
don't do that. It'll just be me for the endurers. Then who am I gonna have banter with for a couple of hours straight?
Well, you'll have to see.
All
You'll let's get on the tail of Brenham then.
Brenham is now going for their laps and going through the S's. I think if you can get the S's right, that's an easy 2/10. This is a really, really difficult corner to nail down. But I'm really surprised by the fact that Campbell's gone out for, a push, a cool, a push, a cool, a push, a cool, which is interesting because I thought the tires would absolutely die by now. But yeah, I think he's probably saved the best for last, or maybe he's just um
Maybe he's just
experimenting.
good. Maybe he's
Yeah,
just good with his tires.
yeah. Could be a big Sergio Perez with his tires and just take him all the way.
And
Maybe he doesn't need to stop for tires, but it's recommended you are. We've got car number 4 in the Mercedes, who has been disqualified by race control
that's
as well.
because that's the safety car.
That's a safety car. All right, cool. Just wanted to double check. I was like, we have another one returning to pits. See, this is why you and I work together. You correct me, I correct me. We both share a brain cell. Now that we're in England, it's much more lower bandwidth than say if I when I was in Dubai. But
Oh, not right now, it's not, mate. Not with my vote.
so Brenham is now going towards 130R. Just touches the curb now. That's rapid how fast these cars can go. And honestly, it's super easy to invalidate the third, especially this corner right here, this little chicane before the end, because you can spin out on a lot of these curbs. If you can ride these curbs, you can ride a decent, you can get a lot of time out of it. So Brenham hasn't improved. He's still in P2. He's gonna go out for what I assume is another consecutive run. A little bit of a braking there. I was gonna say engine braking, but just a regular little tippy taps on the brake, kind of like what Ayrton Senna does with the throttle, where he taps it. You can just tap the brake and carry a bit more speed and whatnot in there. But if I was as good as I say I am explaining these driver techniques, I'd be driving, you know. But
You'd be at the front.
I would be. Okay, the one race I did here, I've ended up in the barriers. It was a sprint race at Brands Hatch. I ended up in the barriers, and then the second sprint race, I was with you in the box. So that is a story and a half. I'll tell you that much.
Shave, you tell that story about every 3 races. Let's be honest.
Hey guys, you remember how me and Diallo met? Hey guys, you remember how me and Diallo met? Am I
Just
coming to
me with my army
Donington?
stories.
How far is Donington from Brighton? That's the main question. I'd be
Yeah,
happy to. I mean, assume everything is far from Brighton.
yes.
London was a hour and a bit car ride from the airport, so that was interesting.
You're on the absolute bottom arse end of it, the UK.
A
So,
lot of hills here, I'll tell you that much. A lot of hills.
yeah, get used to it. A lot of hills, a
Yeah.
lot of greenery, a lot of rain.
Everything is like much fresher though here, for some reason. It's
Uh,
hard to say compared to where I lived. Anyway,
you live in Brighton now.
yeah. Now I live in Brighton.
Anyways, looking at what we're doing now,
Brenham's gone faster. Brenham's just gone pole with a 159.466. I thought Campbell improved for a second, but Brenham's had a stonking last lap and has
I mean,
gone even faster.
is he gonna make me break out the aliens?
I think his car is a UFO at that point. You know how the BMW sounds like a Star Wars machine Star Wars gun when it drifts down. I'm not too familiar with the series. I own a shirt, but I'm not too familiar with the series. We've got another car disqualified by race control. That's C. Stewart and the number 78 McLaren. Guys, please, 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 and I can't stress enough, don't return to pits. I think that's the main reason why people are being disqualified. About 4 hours, says Jackson. I'm happy to come down if you want. But M. Campbell in the Aston Martin and Brenham in the BMW really fighting So it's 5 minutes to go. These guys will be pitting now and be getting the freshest tires possible, and hopefully not experiencing anything in traffic. What they would need ideally is fresh tires, low fuel, and a decent tow as well. But the tow only works on the main straight and also the first corner. So I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe, someone pulls a surprise. Maybe the Lexus goes pole. Maybe Brunscheidt in the Nissan goes pole. Saying that, though, Suzuka, a fun fact, it was actually a home track to the Lexus, the Nissan, the Honda, and the Toyota. So four huge car manufacturers. This is their home race, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that is really, really cool. Saying that, though, on board with the Nissan. Actually, Nissan goes to pit. Brenham, pretty happy with that lap. Probably is going to pit for new tires because I don't think he even thinks he's safe at that point. Even if you've got a 3/10 gap, these guys are absolute aliens. Like from first to 15th, it's about 3.7 seconds. I don't expect the starting order to be the same. If it is, great. If it isn't, then it's going to be an interesting race. But it's going to be a whole can of worms from here, I think. 4 minutes and 18, 17, 16, 15 seconds of qualifying to go. And we have M. Campbell just going past Spoon Corner down to the fastest part of the track. It's interesting. Do you reckon that people are going to go for these last lap pole lunges, or are we going to be the same, order as it is now? What do you reckon, Yellow?
The old man's just struck again.
All right, cool. So anyway,
Too
like
many things going on at once.
we've got an
Trying to,
exciting battle for pole position. I'll say that much.
we certainly have. And the thing is, which one do I go on? Do I go on
I'm
Campbell or do I
I
go on Brenham?
well, Campbell's crossing the line now.
Right, okay,
He's improved by 10 milliseconds, which isn't
okay.
a lot, but it is an improvement. So he's found something that works in the track. But Branham has got a decent enough gap, saying that where you start is not always where you finish. And especially on this track, especially with so many drivers and the chaos that will probably ensue. You got a yellow flag briefly, and now it's a green flag. I think people have been really good with their laps now. Like no incidents, no, traffic or anything like that as far as I could have seen. Just a nice spread out quality session. I think that's really, really good for majority of these drivers right now.
Oh yeah, that's what we need. We really
Yeah.
do need that.
You know when you made fun of me for my voice breaking on stream?
Yeah,
Now
but the difference
how
is the
how
different.
the turntable
Yeah,
how the tables have
there's a
turned.
small difference though, mate.
Yeah.
You were 17 at the time.
I am 17
You know,
at
you're
the
still
moment.
yes. So you're still around the age where the voice tends to break, i.e., when the bollock does drop. But
Hmm.
I'm at the age now where I'm 50. I can't even talk. I'm 52. Shouldn't be
All right.
breaking any voices.
All right, Diallo. Let's calm yourself down then. In that case, I'll handle it. I got a nice big bottle of water with me.
Well, right
Uh,
now, look at that. See, one cough and then I'm fine, and then I talk for 2 minutes and I'm buggered again.
hmm.
But either way, looking at it, Campbell's improved last lap. Is he going to improve this lap?
I think he will. I mean, he can only go for one more at this point. Yep, he has gotten
And
pole
there you
position
go,
now.
pole position. So now that puts it back. And I mean, just look at that gap. Look at that gap.
39
We're
milliseconds.
back to the milliseconds again, folks.
Christ. There's
So,
one more lap.
yeah.
If anything, I don't know if Brenham can see that lap time. Do you think these guys choose to go without dashes?
Well,
Maybe just like the relative because it would be a bit distracting to see. Oh, he's just gone faster, kind of thing.
it's each individual everybody races differently.
We've got a yellow flag at turn one. and that is Antonio Cabrera in the number 1 Mercedes, facing
Well,
the way the barriers.
we've got
So
Brenham coming round now. He's just gone out the final.
I don't think it's going to hinder him. I
No,
think he'll
but
be all right.
he just had a bit of a shimmy there. Let's see what he
This is going to
does.
cost him pole position. Yes, it does. But he has made the flag start another lap. The main question is the yellow flag going to affect him?
No,
I
because the
think.
car's right out of the way there.
Okay, good. Because I thought he backed off for a second, and I was like, oh God, I hope it hasn't done anything. He isn't moving. I guess he's ran out of fuel, which is interesting. But he has parked in a relatively safe spot. Let's say that for certain. I mean, 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. We see Campbell now coming across the final couple of corners. Can he go even faster, or is this 1:59.427 the fastest time he goes into pits? So this is it for Campbell. So Brenham is just gonna gain 40 milliseconds or more to get pole position, and it looks like he's not doing too badly, but hopefully he has gotten some new tires and the fuel just threads the needle at that point. So we've just got a couple more people on their laps as well. The Audi is also following behind the BMW of Brenham. He does look like he's just really hanging on to those tires and trying to extract absolutely everything out of that car. Oh, he's just anything, any time gain is positive at that point, as long as you don't invalidate. About a
Well,
minute and
well,
45 seconds to go, following Brenham. Now through the chicane, you can
this
just
is it.
hear that
If the
BMW.
if the BMW goes for the slide now, which it doesn't, so that's good.
Now to the line, is it going to be Brenham or Campbell on pole position here at Suzuka? It is Campbell in the Aston Martin. Brenham did not improve on that lap. That means by 39 milliseconds, Campbell in the Aston Martin takes pole position.
Now,
That was a qualifying session.
oh,
That was, yeah. I wasn't
that's
screaming and shouting, but damn, you
well.
know?
Let's be honest with you there. When we start talking milliseconds between drivers, you know it's going to be a good race. Now,
Oh, yeah.
do what I normally do and run through all the drivers in their positions. Go,
All
go, go,
right.
go.
So we've got M. Campbell lining up on pole position, followed by Brenham in the BMW. S. Polton in the number 31 Audi is in third. We've got T. Karppinen in the number 3 Lexus in fourth. Burnchitz in fifth. We've got Manuel Glimenez in sixth in the Ferrari. A. Ardito in seventh with the Lexus. B. Williams in eighth in the Bentley. K. 999 in the 1000 Aston Martin in ninth. M. Williams in number 10 with the 37 Bentley. J. Antonio Cabrera in the number 1 Mercedes in 11th. We've got K. Belrich in the number 999 Bentley in 12th. R. Clements in the number 38 McLaren 13th. We've got a McLaren sandwich with McLaren filling. C. Stewart in the number 78th McLaren in 14th. E. Apillion in the number 828 McLaren in 15th. And F. Almeida in the number 4, which I do believe is the safety car in 16th. But a minute and 30 seconds. Last minute predictions, chat. Anyone who's going to win. We've got JL Motorsports SG How. So, okay, that'll be interesting. I don't know what the comment rating means. But I do think we're going to have one warm-up lap for these guys to warm up their tires and then a rolling start, which will be very interesting to do, especially into turn one. That is going to be absolute, utter racing pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. And we have two of these. Don't forget, about 50 seconds to go. Any bold predictions? Chat? Anything going to say hello there? Tom, how's it going, mate? I hope you're doing well. Got 20 viewers in chat. Hello, you beautiful people. Yellow can't speak today, but I sure can. And now he's panning towards the cars in that very beautiful, beautiful angle. It's going to be extremely interesting. They're really, I guess, honing in on any last minute setup changes, as I might be tempted to grab a milk chocolate coated pretzel, which my friend bought for me the day I arrived. Those are good. Diallo, I tell you, I know you love cake, I know you love chocolate, but those, mm, damn. Can I get a shout out for milk chocolate pretzels?
No,
Oh, that is so good. All right, so that was a shout out. I mean, he shouted out 1 second, and now we are a go for the warm up lap.
here we
And we
go.
have, I love these sounds of these GT cars, especially like when they're started cold, and it's so nice. I mean, I tell you what, I love the V10 Formula One, but this is better. This is much, much, much better.
Be even better at Donington, mate.
Yeah.
Last round of the British GT 3 Series, and we're gonna go. From the looks of it, it is gonna be an absolute blinder of a race. Absolute blinder of a race.
I
Everybody's
mean,
so close.
it is really good. The caliber of driver here, you can put them in an actual GT car and they'll perform. We've got a lot of Jimmy Broadbents in here. We've got a lot of Lando Norris in here. We've got a lot of, very, very highly skilled people in this chat, and it is open to everyone, which is amazing.
Yeah, don't forget, folks, as well, while we are on this lap, if you do want to join either our endurance or our sprint series, you can join at any time. Okay, we don't shut the door at any point. All right, no matter what your level, as long as you can drive safe, clean, and respectful of other drivers, then you are more than welcome to join our series.
We've got sprints
More than
every
welcome.
Saturday, and
Every
we've
other
got
Saturday.
endurances every other Saturday, and we've got an endurance every other Sunday. So it usually goes sprint on Saturday 1 week, the next week is an enduro, and it'll be good for beginners, for intermediates or experienced people. We've got a high caliber of driver, very, very, very friendly people, and just generally we've got a very professional motorsport outfit that you guys there. So if you want to join us on the Discord, join us on Sim Racing, SimGrid .gp, I think it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully we will see you guys here. So these guys are really warming up their brakes from the looks of it. It's like a very big, I mean, you can hear the screeching of these brakes, man. It's more than the tires that they're concerned about. It's the brakes, because it's gonna be a heavy, heavy, heavy braking zone into turn one.
Turn one's gotta be fun.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get a swig of water before that.
You better hurry up because I swear, once turn one is done, my voice is done.
Mm. All right. Now going up to, it's usually the fastest corner on track, but right now it's quite slow. This guy's going at 80-ish miles per hour. And look at that view, man. Look at those cars. You see a lot of weaving right now, last minute weaving to get every bit of temperature in those tires. You never know what'll happen at the start. And you can just see Brett. I think Brennan is gonna be angry. I think he's gonna be driving. He's he's already taken the lead on the formation lap. He's gonna use every millimeter of space. That's
It
what we want
certainly
to
is.
see
So,
as racing drivers. Yeah, these guys are, you know.
here we go. Final chicane. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
All right. And Brenham,
Sound,
Campbell
sound like
are
something out of a
lining up.
bloody horror movie.
Ha! I wouldn't be surprised as well. 60, 70 kilometers going towards the line now. Last minute brake warming. The reaction time is going to be there to just stamp immediately on the throttle.
But
We're going to go green
don't
at
get that
Suzuka.
wheel spin. You don't want a lot of wheel spin because that traction control will kick in. Here we
Green, green,
go.
green.
Oh,
There we go,
Campbell
green.
did not get a good. He did not get a good run off there.
So that means Brenham currently holds the lead into turn one,
Oh,
and it's a
no,
really
bloody
clean.
hellfire. That was, gentlemen. You've
That
got
was
more. Get it up.
that was scary,
We
but it was
got one
clean.
off.
So that's Stewart
Oh, is that?
in the McLaren. I don't think I see any other off, but it's relatively clean going through the S's. I see Stewart has fallen back decently. I see Williams has fallen back a decent chunk from his fifth place now all the way down to what I assume is 15th. Timing boards are going crazy as they're going through the second sectors, as per usual with ACC. They've got safety cars in, which is interesting. But currently, as it stands, Brennan from Campbell from Karppinen lead this race. So it's a BMW, an Aston Martin, and a Lexus, all tucked within the slipstream now. Now you're going towards the fastest corner on the track. It looked relatively clean. I saw a couple people off, but hopefully they'll get back to the pack. Do you reckon there's gonna be a pass right here? Because I do believe that Brenham is gonna get passed because the slipstream is gonna work. The slipstream radius in this game is about 6/10.
It
So,
is, but the fight at the moment is
oh,
for
and you can see that
second place.
Campbell is really defending from Karppinen. I was like, why is he not going towards, to cover the
Oh,
slipstream? But Karppinen is really attacking on what was the inside for that corner now, on the outside. It is really interesting. So we are gonna see now a bit of an interesting battle as the Lexus now comes alive. Though all hope isn't lost yet for Campbell going for the win, because there is going to be a huge strategy within the pit stops as well. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Suzuka is very, very, very high degradation. There
you'll
we
get
are.
there eventually, lad. You'll
Yeah,
get there.
degradation. Tire no go Neum for after a while. Tire go flat after a while. So you are gonna see some interesting strategies being played out though. 1.5 seconds is the gap between first and second. I think that'll decrease, but very slowly. As I said, like, ooh, Campbell goes really wide in that
He's just
corner,
brought himself in, and look at
and
that
then
three. We're
Kampanen.
three wide down there.
Whoa, that's awesome. What an angle that was. It just goes wide.
Oh,
I don't know if it's something with his car, but now he gets his positions right back. He says, I think there's a mine, thank you very much. Now Karpinen and Campbell are now battling, and the lighter Lexus is gonna do well. As I say that, though, Campbell has the slipstream. He's gonna be braking to Spoon Corner once again, nice and early on the throttle to now potentially get up into 130R, and you can just see how late actually Campa left it, and Karppinen is already away. But the gap is, let me just go through the second sector. Now we've got a yellow flag. Someone's off at Spoon Corner, and it's Clements facing away the barrier. That's super unfortunate for him. But I don't think the slipstream is really working here at Suzuka, unfortunately for Campbell. This is going to be the downforce he really relies on. Because at the end of the day, the Lexus is lighter and better in a straight line than the Aston Martin is. I mean, it is going to be extremely interesting to see. Is Campbell defending from the Audi behind? Yes, he is. So, unfortunately, this really hasn't worked out for him, as now Brenham has had a dream start and now 3 seconds away from the Lexus. The Lexus is going to be thinking to himself, do I defend from Campbell and get this P2, or do I now attack and try to get go for the win? It will be interesting because,
uh,
again,
the
it's going
thing
to be
is,
decided. Yeah.
you can't leave yourself open. If you
Mm-hmm.
decide to just go for it, you got to keep that eyes in the back of your head because these guys behind you, they're in your slipstream. All it takes is what we've seen there again, little bit wide.
Okay, so
Oh, that's
Campbell's
all
got
it takes.
he's got a decent exit there. I think he is now going to get his composure catching up, but he's braking a little bit too late. Strategy there now is to brake a bit earlier and get on the throttle earlier to utilize the slipstream. Because what Karppinen is doing, and guess what Campbell is doing now, is he's braking later, braking later, braking later in order to one, pass him and to get closer. But if you enter the corner fast, you're gonna have to build up that speed all over again. So
I
that's
mean,
one of the biggest things, yeah.
just to give you an idea, right? At the present moment, Brenham, who's right now on the fastest lap, he's done the fastest lap, which is only a 2 minute 0.117, but there's nearly a 1.5, well, there is a 1.5 second difference between him and second place. And this is just because these guys are fighting.
Oh yeah.
They've got to keep one eye in the back, one eye in the front. I mean, the Audi of Pennington, right? He's probably in the best position right now because he's got a good gap back to sixth.
Yeah.
He's got two seconds back to fifth, sorry, not sixth. So he doesn't have to keep an eye on so much. Campbell, on the other hand, he has to keep his eyes backwards and forwards. So these guys, timing wise, I mean, Brenham's just done a 159.9. So we're back into them again.
First of the penalties are now being dished out. That's for B. Williams and the number 52 Bentley, who has now gotten a 10-second penalty for causing a collision. That's pretty hefty at a track like this. You can see Campbell and Kapanen fighting. He is being held up. That's for sure.
You think
Right?
he is?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that Campbell can go faster, as I
Oh, he's
say
got
that.
the undercut there. Is he not got? No, just can't get it.
Not the undercut in this particular scenario. Undercut is the pit strategy. I mean, he's got the I think the inside line as you typically call it.
I
But
call it whatever the hell I like, and I like the undercut.
all right, go for the undercut then. The main corner that Campbell is struggling at though is Spoon, because he's trying to brake later. But one of the fundamental things I've learned in karting when I used to be a little bit of a racing driver myself is if you enter the corner fast, you're gonna exit the corner really slowly. Braking early is probably the best thing Campbell can do in this scenario and get the
You've got,
throttle.
you have got to try and keep as much speed as you can as you're going through them corners. But,
Maintaining the speed
uh,
is a big thing,
but
yeah.
it's like what you say. You shouldn't be going in too fast. No. But anyway, that's for the drivers. Right now, let's just watch them.
We've got a yellow flag right now. That's Stewart. It was just spun just behind the last chicane. You can see that McLaren has a decent amount of damage. That's super unfortunate. But let's go back on board with Campbell. Oh, is he gonna make a move down in the S's as well? Karppinen is feeling the pressure. He's quite literally his job right now. Avoid the slipstream, make him brake late, and keep that car on track. Because as soon as he tries a move, tries a different line. That's one big thing. I think he is defending. I think that's what he's doing. His primary goal is like, right, I know I'm not gonna get off the Brenham. Right now, let me just defend. And you can see that. But oh man, you can just see how close these guys are. It's insane. Even with the slipstream helping him, Campbell is still struggling in that Aston Martin. And with 35 minutes to go, I think Campbell will try the undercut in terms of strategy. Karppinen is now getting a little bit wide. Hopefully Campbell is early on the throttle. As I say that, we've got a 15-second now time penalty for car 11, and that is causing a collision with car number 17. So a bit of chaos at the start. 35 minutes now to go. Oof, it's gonna be interesting. I think there will be a big undercut from Campbell's side to potentially get out of carbon and in nice clean air. At the same time, though, there is going to be a very interesting thing of potentially trying the overcut and making those tires last. It is interesting because you do have to pit at least once in this series in this thing, but at the same time, you can also take the tires to the end if
Sorry,
you yeah.
sorry, lad. Belrich, have I just read that right, lad? Your steering wheel's just broke mid-race.
Ah, that's super unfortunate. Yeah, he's in the pits at the moment. The number 999. Um,
Not good, mate. Not good. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. And don't worry. If you put that in Discord later on, I'm sure you'll have plenty of answers on that one. Plenty. What were you using, by the way?
I hope it's something like a direct drive or anything like that.
Oh, right, looking back here. Campbell seems to be getting tied up with the Audi again. Hold on. Safety car.
Oh, I guess it was for that incident then, wouldn't it?
I don't know because I completely missed it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna double check with the stewards why the safety car was pulled out. 2 seconds.
Oh, no, it doesn't look like it. Oh, I've lost it. I've lost the plot. I swear the stewards do this to us just to really fart with our brains.
They're saying car 78, Stewart, a lot of damage. He's going very slowly, that car.
Roger that. Understood, understood.
Yeah. That is a heap of damage. Go on board with him and you can just see
Let's have a
how,
quick look then.
yeah.
78. He is slow. Do you know what? I bet you his steering wheel. Let's have a quick look at his steering wheel.
Yeah, look
Yep,
at that.
look at that.
Yikes, there's no front end on that.
Chris, you're a braver man than I trying to get back. I know you got to.
Whoa. I mean, that's one fine piece of kit.
Oh dear.
Just ruined, yeah.
So here we are, back behind safety car.
I think there's gonna be safety car until he can get back into the pit.
That's an understatement, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good thing the safety car was called out for sure, because coming 200, 300 miles per hour, in what is a flat out corner, will definitely be something interesting to do. But oh yeah, you can even see Williams passing him. Luckily, he's gone to the pits now. Do you reckon people are gonna go use the safety car to pit at this point?
Because
Nope.
it's not open, is it?
No, it isn't. Pit lane is now.
Pit lane isn't open yet.
We've got Stewart pitting. He has to though. Makes sense. So he's gonna have to pit again if he does continue. And now he's just reached pit lane. Something good for any of the McLarens, isn't it?
No, it's not been a good day for them.
Alright, so he's in the pits, engine off. He's gonna get that repaired then, in that case. So track is clear. He should be doing that now then, eh? That'd be interesting.
Let's give the safety car a little bit of camera time. Yeah, that is a real set. That's a real driver.
We can manually call them out whenever we see fit, and that's a super cool thing as well.
That's our driver behind there.
Yeah.
We do have virtual safety car as well. But today we're running the real thing.
Nothing beats an actual safety car, I'll tell you that much. It's something about it, that just is so appealing. But that's my thing.
Yes, a safety car at Suzuka. Who would have thought it?
Hmm. That's gonna be pretty interesting when it restarts as well, because now the gaps are gone down. Brenham's gap has gone down now, which is good. Because it
Well,
makes
this is just it. We'll just have to wait and see. But it depends on how well these guys can read what Brenham is going to do on the restart.
indeed.
That's the thing. Does he go early, or does he hold them back and hold them back, hold them back? I mean, he's got to wait for the safety car to go over the line. But he's the one that controls it once the safety car pulls off.
Indeed, he does. I do think Brenham will do decently well. I don't think the Lexus will do anything. 78 has been disqualified by race control. That is Stewart in the McLaren. Got a couple cars fewer than when we started with, which is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, but hey ho.
Happens, I guess.
I'm going to take this lull. Oh, Stewart has been disqualified.
Yep.
Oh well. I'm going to take this time to quickly go and run for a drink. I'll be right back.
All right, wait. You take your time. A drive-through penalty has also been given to R. Clements, for a reason I guess we'll see in a little bit. I don't know if you heard that, but that was my dorm roommate slamming the kitchen door. Very cool. Um, so just coming up now. Pit window's open now. So though people pit on the safety car usually, many people will potentially use this to pit. So it's a bit strange because a lot of people usually pit under safety car, but now as safety car is coming in, now they will pit. And that's gonna be extremely interesting. Pace up to the leader, says race director. Maybe their tires can go a little bit longer since they haven't been used. And as we restart again, yep, as I mentioned, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5 people in. Brenham's got a clear lead, but a lot of these guys have used the opportunity to now do it. Has Brenham now made the mistake, much like Lewis Hamilton at Hungary, to not pit now? This will be the question of the hour
Well, we'll soon
of the next
find
26
out
minutes.
because
He's got a
Red,
decent lead now.
well,
He's got a nice, clear lead, yeah.
he will have, but like we say, these guys are going in right at the beginning. How his tire's going to be. You can already see he's got a little bit of wiggles already. So is he going to come in this lap or is he going to wait?
I mean,
I've
there's
got
no
to
point
admit,
waiting, eh?
well, I've got to admit, that's the first time I've ever seen nearly all the cars in the pits at the beginning.
Everyone minus Williams and Clements are in the pit lane, and Brenham as well. Campbell's got their stop done. Clayton's got their stop done. You can just see the orange now turning into green, signifying that now, you know, they
It,
are
oh,
they
Brun
are
Shits has just pulled a drive through.
for speeding in the pit
He's
lane.
speeding in the pit lane.
He would have
Daniel.
he recovered well as well, and then he just oof, super unfortunate. Technically speaking, then in this case, Campbell now regains the lead. Is that Brunshit's gone? Has he just Is he just left?
I think he
Oh,
may well have retired.
oh, that's unfortunate, man. Keeping it, you never know what is gonna happen, really.
No, happy Daniel is not happy today.
Indeed.
Right, and
Some
here comes
races,
the leader. Leader comes into the pits.
uh,
So
we'll see what happens now. Campbell's
Campbell,
now. We're
Campbell's
gonna see.
now in second. He's got the jump on the Lexus.
Campbell's in third.
Uh, Technically, no, because
So
Williams has
Brennan's now in
still
the
got a
pits.
pit. Brenham is in the pits now.
I thought Williams pitted, so now he's staying out. So
Yeah.
he's in provisional P2.
So at the
Actually,
moment,
provisional race lead. As I said,
yes.
if he can get a blistering outlap, remember Campbell was quicker by 29 milliseconds. It will be interesting.
Yeah, but that 29 milliseconds is not even a nut going on.
It's still quicker. He's still quicker by those milliseconds. I don't know how fast Brenham's heart rate is just going now. So Brenham is now been unleashed. Campbell's now been unleashed. Going into the pit lane. Brenham gets out. Campbell's just now on the main straight. Has Campbell? So has Brenham gotten the right decision? He looks like he has. And now Campbell is now paying the price for that. But
But
crucially, he's
question
on warmer tires now.
exactly. Whereas Brenham has got to warm his tyres up while being under pressure from these two. And I
Oh yeah.
certainly would like to be in that position.
No one liked to be in that position. You can just see Campbell just catching up on those warmer tires. And you can just see through the Degna right here how early Brenham has to brake and how late Campbell can brake. I think they'll pass right through here, through this particular turn right now. If I'm not mistaken, at least I would try to. Nope.
Uh, but,
Brenham will have to warm up his tires on the main straight and also subsequently avoid the slipstream, which is
well,
going to be a task and a
well,
half.
don't forget we've seen this at the beginning of the race.
Oh, yeah.
If the Lexus can get up behind Campbell again and give Campbell a hard time, and we know that Campbell loses it a little when he's got attention from behind.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
now, he hasn't. You just look, you can just look at them set the gaps there. I mean, the Lexus is catching up slowly, but he really needs to do it a bit faster. And I believe
Indeed.
now that Campbell has lost his chance to get past Brenham.
I don't think so. It's 20 minutes left. You never know what might happen. But you can just see
But
Brenham pulling away so easily on the straight.
it's the BMW.
You can just see. I mean, I don't know if it's lower downforce maybe or something
But I know
like that.
Brett Campbell's up behind him now.
I think those tires must have warmed up by now, at the very least. What do you reckon?
Oh, his tyres would have warmed up, but now it's watching what what Brenham's doing. And again, as I said, at the moment he's got over half a second back to the Lexus. Right? But now the BMW is pulling away as well.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I think Campbell is much better in the in the corners, and then you have your Brenham on the straights, which is gonna be quite interesting at the end of it.
I mean, just look at how he seems to pull away down here.
You can just, yeah. Look at that pull away, man. Whoa. I mean, like, we're just enjoying the race at the moment. There's nothing really to say. I think you might be right, actually, on that fact.
I mean, it's a case of waiting and seeing, yes.
Yeah.
But I think right now we're looking at possibly looking. I do say possibly, mainly because if I ever do any predictions, it usually goes tits up. So possibly we could be looking at our top three here, but you never know.
Hmm.
You never know.
I mean, again, this is racing. We've got a yellow flag at turn 1, interestingly enough, and that is Williams, who has presumably just gone straight. That's a lot of damage. He's going very slowly. He's, I think, now just gotten up to speed. Nope, that's got to be a safety car. Oh, yeah, nearly just taken out 9th place. I had to force him to the grass. Do
Yeah,
you
he's
think
in the
we have
pits.
a... He's not in the pits. He's...
No, he's in.
Williams is... B.
Williams
Williams.
is in the pits now.
B. Williams.
Oh,
52.
next
Is
time
going
give
quite
me a
slowly.
bloody number then. I
All right.
told you. I better think of it. Now I'm losing my voice. At least you can do that. I can't do
I'll,
that.
I'll do it. I'll do it, mate. I'll do it. Don't worry about it.
I can't do that.
Where do you
But
think M. Williams is going to come out? P5? P6? Maybe?
I don't know. It depends on what his drive's been like.
Brennan's
Because
passed him. Uh, we've got Campbell passing him. Carpenter's passed him. Uh, Ardito is passing him. Peltonen's passing him. Uh, we've got Eris, the number 828, who is now going through 130R. He might be in 8th, 7th.
7 or 8. Okay.
7. It's gonna be close for 7th. 8th is a safe. 7th is a big mate. No, it's 7th. Yeah, for sure. So he's in 6th. My apologies. He's in 6th place, not 7th. So after a decent drive at the front, he's now exited in P6, which is not too bad, I think.
Not too shabby.
I mean, P6 is really good.
Especially for a man with a ping like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was really worried about that.
Right, folks, come on then. Chat, you've got to have something to say. Let's say it. Are we looking at our top three? Why do I feel like I'm shouting all the time?
Because you are shouting all the time.
I suppose it is that.
Oh, man. I want to have some fish and chips.
Well, at least you're in the right country for that.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Nowhere else in the world does fish and chips like we do.
That's the only reason I moved down to Brighton. Because it's a seashore town. And there's
Uh,
nice fish
that,
and chips here.
that doesn't mean it's got good fish and chips, believe me.
Got 11 drivers now. Someone's left, I presume. That's super unfortunate.
Super unfortunate, but that's the way it goes.
Guys, I would really recommend if you stick by here as well. That'd be great because then you never know what might happen, you know?
It's also a case it might get your SR rating up as well.
Indeed.
But right now we are stuck with, I say we're stuck, we're not stuck, but we have Brenham still in first place. He's just holding Campbell back in that Aston Martin. We're only looking now between 2 and 3 tenths of a second. The Lexus is starting to fall back a little now in third. But have you noticed they're letting another Lexus in fourth?
I mean, there is. I didn't even notice. It just like a silent drive almost, in a sense.
Sparky, I'll take that as a compliment.
Hmm. Sometimes the silent drives are the best.
But right now, everybody, well, now we're in the back half of the race. We've got 14 minutes to go. Chat, do you think there's going to be much change between now and the end of the race? Or are we going to stay where we are? Because the gap
I mean,
between first and second again is up to 6 tenths. Second and third is 8 tenths.
is there much else to say? Is there?
There is, because these guys are just, everybody else is just sort of spread out a little bit. But we'll run through everybody. And you watch, this is where something will happen at the bloody front now. Okay, let's head down to fourth and see how we're doing back there. That's our second Lexus,
Not
Alicia
too badly.
Edretto.
Not too badly.
Um, it looks like he has, and I must make a note of that because I haven't got his. Guys, if you are running a special livery, don't forget, give it to us. Otherwise, if you don't give it to us, I can't update the cars. So that you can't, so that you don't see a nice new shiny.
That would.
Okay, so now back with the Audi. I'm tempted to quickly go back up to the lead because that's now down to 2 tenths.
Ooh, I don't know what's going on.
With who?
No, no, there's some noise. I don't know what that is.
Oh,
I think that is probably my dorm mates.
okay, here's Matt Williams down in sixth. Driving very well for himself there. In seventh, we have Eris Alpha Lion. I'm sure she'll tell me if I get that wrong. Alpha Lion. Eris. And in eighth, we have our only Mercedes now. Jose Antonio.
Ooh, 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 look at that!
Will
Look at the
you not?
leaders!
Will you bloody not do that to me? Gotta be quicker than that.
That is an amazing pass. Campbell and Brenham. Campbell just forced it to the inside. I don't know what happened. I think Brenham had to lift off the throttle or something. But, oh man, that was awesome. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. You're supposed to tell us when that's happening.
I saw it at the same time you heard it.
No. All we hear is ooh, ooh, We
Ooh,
don't
ooh,
hear.
ooh.
Oh, Campbell's just forcing his way through past Brenham. All I hear is ooh, ooh, ooh. You could be having a bloody orgasm for all I know.
Diallo, we're on a broadcast, for Christ's sake. Watch your tone.
No, I'm upset now because I didn't get to see it.
Hmm, that was a nice one. Nice argy-bargy overtake.
Well, now we'll see what Brenham can do.
Let's
Brenham
keep on.
seemed Brenham seemed to have the lap under control. There were only certain parts where Brenham was better. Ron Campbell was better. So maybe, like we said, when Brenham came out of the pits and he had to warm his tyre up with these guys on his back, did he do too much work? Because it looks now like he's under pressure from Carpenter.
I do think that Carpenter has been a bit of a silent. We'd say widow. Would that be the term? Or silent assassin, almost in a sense. You know. I mean, he's just been on it like really quiet, and he's just been, just there to just pick up the pieces, really, and that's the big quality of any racing driver, I
Well,
think.
it's consistency, keep on going.
Mhm. You never know what might happen, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
yes. You never know when the nibbles will bite. Don't know
Indeed.
why I've just said that. Well, Sparky, I don't think they are. They may not even hit them. I mean, all the guys that are still running at the moment, they're all running in the 2 minute twos, 2 minute. I think the slowest is actually a 2 minute five we've got on track at the moment. Oh, we've lost someone else. We're down to 10. Well, nine
Ah,
actually.
that's super unfortunate.
It is. Or maybe it's just the way my gravelly voice it's putting them off driving.
Maybe. Could be that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, yeah, I think that Brenham and Campbell are really going at it like two peas in a pod.
Well, you could
Because,
see at the moment, Brenham is trying to keep that toe, but Campbell is trying to break it.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely something interesting.
It's always the way, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I stay with the leaders all the way through, and then I decide to show everybody else off, and the bloody leaders decide to have a go. What? Oh dear. But now it looks like Brenham is having difficulty with them tyres, I think. Start to drop back.
I mean, it will be interesting. Brenham has just, I think his tires have just gone. That might be just, I think he just pushed too much and unfortunately has just, you know,
It may be a case that he's cooked his tyres on that outlap.
I
He did it.
think that, I think that Karppinen might get him. Maybe.
Maybe it's a big car to pass. It's taken Campbell a long time to do it. Yeah, that's got to be tyres. That's the only reason Brenham would
For sure.
lose. But, I mean, we're saying losing time, but that's still doing a 2 minutes point six. The leader's
That's,
only doing a 2 minute point five.
but he's sticking within the slipstream. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely something interesting, you know?
There's not much between these two lads. Well, these three lads
I was gonna say, yeah,
at the
three
front.
lads. It's just so, compact.
Oh, it is at the moment. The front three, they've been here. Yeah, just looking at that, it really is. I mean, he's lost 4 tenths there, I think.
And you can see Carpenter is already challenging him as well. As I
Yeah.
say that, bada bing, bada boom, boop. That
Oh,
what was that? What was
I
that?
did. What is it?
I don't know what just
Oh,
happened.
I give up.
You give up?
I give up. I
Why is
give
that?
absolutely up because
W-
Brenham and Carpenter have just had a slight dink, and
Yep.
we didn't see it because it was off camera.
Hmm. I tell you, we're like the Monaco TV guides.
That's a fracking racket. Right, well, whatever happened there, a late one for the stewards, as we've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. What are the stewards going to come up with now for Brenham and Carpening? Because we didn't see what happened there. Bloody cameras. Always the way, isn't it?
Indeed, it is. That has, though, now opened the door for Campbell.
To get a nice bit of a lead and a nice bit of clean air as well, which will be great for him.
It is, but I'd love to know what happened to Brenham and Carpening. As I say now, we got less than 3 minutes left, and I will let you run through all the cars that are left on the field.
I got 9 drivers, 10 including safety car. Campbell, Brenham, Carpenen, Ardito, Pelto. Carpenen has got a 5-second penalty for causing collision, so stewards have determined that it's his fault. Got Peltonen, Williams, Ampelian, Antonio Cabrera, and Clement in the McLaren. So 10 drivers from original
Now,
16.
here's the thing. He's got a 5 second penalty. The next Lexus behind him is 6 seconds and 7.7.
Yeah.
You reckon he can get 1.7 seconds in the next 2 minutes?
Potentially. I would say he could if he really pushes, or Brenham's, or
Well,
the
the thing
captain's
is,
5.
that's
Yeah.
if he even knows about it, isn't it?
Yeah. I
Right,
mean,
well, here goes Campbell. We're going to have one more lap. This is the penultimate lap, I think.
with about a minute and 35 left.
Yeah. So we got one more lap. This is the final lap now.
Man. I mean, the caliber of these drivers is just amazing, isn't it?
It's been fantastic. They've been giving us good races all the way through the series.
Mm,
Sorry, mate. Take over.
no worries, mate. So, Gamp has increased from one Lexus to another. So that does mean that I do think Kapanen is safe unless he has a bit of a spin. We're on the final lap now, I believe so. Unless they can get through to the start finish in about 40 seconds or so. Which I don't think is the case now. We're seeing lapped cars about 45 minutes into the race. Cars that are still stuck around, so well done on that. 20 seconds ago, Campbell looks like he's going to take the first of the 2 sprint races here at Suzuka.
The only sprint race.
Oh, apologies. The only sprint race here at Suzuka. I was under the impression that it was 2. Apologies,
Uh,
guys. So the flag has been waved, and now Campbell's getting a nice little tow from the car front. We got a yellow flag, which is Almeida. The safety car has now come out, and now Campbell's getting a nice tow from the car ahead, which is Clemens. So theoretically, you could say you finished ahead of the leader on track if you really wanted to. And now Campbell crossing the final corner after everything that's been thrown at him today wins the sprint race here at Suzuka. And that's a fine, fine, fine drive by him. Well done. Yeah, that earns a bit of a round of applause from all the way here in Brighton to wherever he is. That's awesome. Seriously awesome. Well done. Brenner comes home in P2, Captain in P3, Ardito in P4, Pelton in P5, Williams in P6, Alpine in P7. Though it's not been confirmed, as Antonio Cabrera has had a bit of a meeting with the barriers these days, has actually um is actually chasing now the McLaren. So it will be interesting. So the seventh place and the eighth place hasn't been confirmed as of yet. It looks to have been, by all means, but you can just see the last push that the McLaren and then the Mercedes are just trying to do. It does look like P7 and P8 are going to stick together, though. And our Clements has just been lapped and it has slowed down. Doesn't do another racing lap. That would be pretty dangerous to do. But yeah, that was an interesting race. What do you reckon of it, Diallo?
Yeah, very interesting. Fortunately, we had a lot of dropouts today. And we've had one steering wheel break. But the race from the top three, I do believe we've had a very good show.
I mean, that was interesting. Yeah, really, really interesting.
Yeah, no, it's a very Suzuka's always good. I like Suzuka. I can't drive it, but I like it.
It's a cool circuit.
Yeah, I do like it to drive, but I'm not very good at it. But then again, as I've said many a time, that's why I'm a commentator, not a driver.
Indeed. That goes for both of us.
Yes, but I'm some 10 seconds away from these guys. You're not. Well, let's see these guys. That's the only problem with this. Now we've got a very long, sort of winding road back to the start finish. So, before they get there, so we've got Campbell. Actually, I can't do it. Quickly, Shiv, run through it one last time.
Campbell, Brenham, Karpinen, Ardita, Peltonen, Williams, Aplin, Cabrera, Clements, 999, Williams, Bernscheitz, Glemez, Belridge, Almeida, Gala, and Stewart are your finishing order.
That certainly is. So now we will head over. Let's get it on to our race leader and let's see if I can get this done. Oh, he's got it done today. He's got it done. He's switched on today. He says. Oops, not that switched on. Turn it around, big boy.
Indeed.
Oh, there we go, folks. I do believe we had a very good race today.
I mean, it was great. It was really, really interesting.
It was a good race. It really was a good race. And each and every one of these guys, first, second, in fact, everybody who finished today drove well, drove very well indeed. So now it'll be a case of seeing if anybody would like a, what are they called again? Interview. That's right, yes. We have interviews if we want. So, Shiv, these ones are definitely all over to you, mate, because I am in no state to be able to do this.
Yeah, mate. I mean, there's not a worry. If you want an interview, come to Waiting for Interviews, and if not, I think we'll cap it off there.
Ba-ba-doo-ba-ba-da. Let's see. Are we gonna have? It's exactly the same, but if anybody wishes to have a quick interview, please you pop it. I'll get Shiv to grab you down. That sounds wrong. I will get Shiv to bring you down to the box so that we can have a quick chat. But
Indeed.
as has been said in both chat and with ourselves today, thank you very much for all your support, especially, you guys on chat, the follows that I've missed, and the points, the bits that I've missed as well. Sorry, folks. Yeah, we've done well today. Thank you very much indeed. If you do want to take part in our series of either endurance or just pop onto our Discord, we always have teams that are looking for drivers in the endurance series if you want to try that. And I do believe that there's nobody waiting for an interview. So with the way my throat has been today, I am definitely going to call it quits there. So, folks, any last words, Ship?
No, thank you very much, as per usual.
That makes a change. Right, folks, goodbye. Have a nice rest of the weekend. And we will have you again next week. Yes, it is endurance. And I put it like I always do. I forgot to get what the endurance is next week. I do believe that's the 8 hours of Spa next week.
Oh,
So that's definitely going to be a good one. Please do come with us. Join us for that one. Same time, same place. Please come down to